Well, it is night number 5 of the 2021 running of Ohio Sprint Week. Welcome back to today's YouTube video. Today we are here at the Waynesfield Raceway Park located in Waynesfield, Ohio, and this racetrack just looks different. It's insane the variety of tracks we've seen to start the week here through every single night of Ohio Speed Week. Let's walk up to the racetrack here. So we walked up to this place earlier and my first thoughts were, man, it is banked and it is very, very small. Some of the tracks we've seen earlier in the week have long straightaways and tight corners, and this place is more like a gigantic circle. You never really stop turning, and there's so much banking that's gonna hold you on the racetrack. So this is gonna be an interesting challenge for our team. I know we've struggled at smaller tracks in the past, but I think we're always gonna have to be on the hammer here. A lot of slide jobs and a very slick surface that makes for rolling right around the bottom on the infield and also right around the curb on the very edge. Another thing I noticed about this facility is how about where this racetrack is placed. If we flip around this way, look at all these cornfields behind me. This racetrack is literally just in the center of a couple of cornfields and there's not much to the facility. We just have a small grandstand section. We have the pit area way back here and it's just a little bit of gravel, a couple stands, a racetrack, and that's Ohio for you. So very, very neat to see Waynesfield Raceway Park for the first time. We're gonna get the night started. I believe we're gonna be in group number 3 tonight because we pulled the 36. Well, I came upstairs real quick to give you guys a little bit of an update on our night here at the Waynesfield Raceway Park. This place is absolutely nuts. We have 42 410 sprint cars here in the pit area, as well as a handful of 305s and 360s. And my first impressions on the place, it is absolutely bad fast. I don't think I've ever ran a racetrack this fast before. It is just, right through the middle, maybe a little bit above that, developed, some fluff up there, and you were just right on it, wide open. I think Sam Haferteep Jr., broke the track record tonight with a 10-1, almost under a 10-second lap, and everyone right there behind him was 10-2s, 10-3s, 10-4s. Everyone is also so close, so I think we ended up 8th quick in our group out of 8 cars. Racetrack is just so fast though. Now that we start in the back of a heat race, I think it's going to be difficult to pass because everyone's pretty much going to be wide open, and once you single file out, I mean, where do you go? The bottom's not really in, and the racetrack just not really ran in enough to be able to use the whole surface. So these heat races are definitely going to be interesting with the fast lap times that we're turning around here. We don't have much of a straightaway, no time to think, and we have a really difficult group. So heat race will be up next. We're going to be rolling off from the 4th row outside starting position. Well, our heat race is over here at Waynesfield Raceway Park, and man, this place, like I said earlier, it's just so fast and it races fast. It seems like you're always on the gas, and they did a little bit of track prep right before the heats to try to widen it out because it was so narrow, and they wanted to try to improve the racing and the quality of the racing. I started 8th and ended up running 7th in our heat. My last 2 laps of the heat race were really, really good. I was more up on the wheel, I was in the gas, I was running more proper lines. The first couple of laps, like 4 or 5 laps into the heat, I was just a mess. I couldn't get in a good rhythm. Man, like I talked about, this place is just really, really fast, and I just wasn't up enough on the wheel. The 18T I think was good, and like I said, when we got those last couple of laps in that restart, I was able to get up on the wheel and figure things out and get more comfortable. But up until that point, I just was off pace. I couldn't get going. I was missing the bottom. I was going through the slick. I wasn't buried in the curb, and so just a lot of things I need to work on, but I feel much better now that I got a couple of good laps here around Waynesfield, and it's starting to slicken off and slow down just a little bit. Guys are sliding each other, and they're putting on a good show. So we're going to be in the B main event. I'm glad we got that heat out of the way, and I was able to get some laps up to full speed and around other cars here. Getting all strapped in here for a 12-lap B main event. I think we're rolling off from 14th. Racetrack's getting better and better, slicker, more my style, but it's still fast. You gotta be up on the wheel, you gotta be on the top, the bottom, or a little bit of a slider line, and there's also some rough patches, but one of the main things about it is all those conditions are everywhere on the track. You just gotta figure out how to manipulate your car to where it's fast and, you know, get through certain spots, and like I said, it's quick, and you gotta keep your speed up and momentum and not bury it in the curb too hard and find that fine line if you're gonna run the bottom. You know, keep your wheels under you and drive off straight. So we're gonna head out there. Like I said, we roll off pretty deep, laps, laps, laps. That's been the theme of our Ohio Speed Week, and we're looking forward to getting some more here at Waynesfield. I can tell you this, guys, Carly never stops working, whether the A's on the track, whether we run in the C, the B, whatever. 18T's done early in the night. We're gonna watch the A main event and see what these guys do. I've been saying it all week, but this is the toughest competition I've ever had to go up against. And, you know, we're getting our butts kicked. We're getting our butts handed to us. And I'm struggling, and we're trying to get the car better and better. I feel like tonight we actually really were good there in the B main event as far as where the car was at. And now it's just kind of me working as a driver. But I'm sure we're gonna continue to get faster and faster. We have a couple more nights left. Like I said, gonna watch this A main event. We ended our night early, and just a lot of things kind of didn't go good there in that B. But like I said, you know, we got a couple more laps, and Waynesfield, it's definitely interesting. And now it's time to watch the 35 lap feature to continue to study, because our night doesn't end when I'm out of the seat. It's got to end, you know, when everything's off the racetrack. Well, our night is over here at Waynesfield. What a nice little racetrack. I mean, for the feature, I know the 18T was not on track, but, you know, watching Young Money, Rico Abreu, Tyler Courtney, and even guys back to 10th to 15th. I mean, they're running this place so hard, and so many talented drivers on track. Had a couple of things I wanted to share. It's been fun for me to interact with fans more and more on this trip. There's so many great sprint car fans in the state of Ohio, and a couple of them have brought me gifts throughout the week. If you brought me this Ohio State hat, comment. I forgot to get the guy's name, but he wanted to give me a souvenir for being in this state, so he gave me an Ohio flat bill red hat. And then also we had another fan tonight that we actually met at Wayne County, and he bought me 2 tires, and that every little thing helps. For our operation, you know, we're just out here having fun, living the dream, trying to make it all happen. And he went down to the Kier Speed Shop trailer and bought me a front tire and a left rear. And Mom, do you want to tell him? I have my mom here. Do you want to tell him how we met this guy?
It was crazy. It all just started by a seat. We picked a seat in the stands to sit for the night, and I ended up sitting next to his girlfriend Amy and him. And what really brought us together was watching the feature, and we all picked a driver, of course. And he said, you know what? I'm gonna stick with my guy, and Larson was his. And I said, hey, Larson's mine too. Just made us a friend to each other. And
so that was Doug. We met him at Wayne County. He came back by tonight, like I said, and he bought me a front tire and a left rear.
He's following the Speedweek, and he'll be there tomorrow night too.
We met Doug. Like I said, he bought us some tires. I got an Ohio State hat. Just so many awesome fans in this state. Everyone loves sprint car racing. And the 18T, it's all in the box and in one piece. I know we kind of had that scare there in the B main event. Greg Wilson, actually a guy I talked to a little bit earlier in the week, he just got sideways. I'm not sure if he got the infield tire, but he got sideways and kind of locked it up, and I tried to check up, but I thought he was going to shoot across the infield. I mean, he was sideways like this, and it looked like he was gassing up maybe because he was almost, I mean, he was sitting this direction, and it looked like he was going in the infield, but he ended up kind of locking it up, just racing. I didn't have anywhere to go, and the guys behind me didn't, so it just tore up the front bumper. I came in the hot pit, and I was worried that maybe something else on the front end was tore up, and the last thing I wanted to do was go into turn 1 on the next restart and end up in the cornfield. So I tried to get a signal from some guys in the hot pit, and they said it didn't look too bad, so I continued on. And in the B main event, I was just getting more and more laps. That little wreck on lap 1 kind of hindered me because I just didn't get a great answer whether my front end was all right. I mean, it felt like it drove okay, so the first couple laps it just took me getting up to speed, but Waynesfield, an awesome racetrack. As it got slicker and slicker throughout the night, it only got more racy. Early on, it was a little bit narrow, but other than that, it just got better and better. And the 18T, like I said, it's in one piece, and you know, we just that's all we can ask for. We're just getting faster and faster at all these Ohio tracks. Here is a look at our merchandise cabinet. These Ohio fans have almost cleaned me out. I just did a bunch of reorders for the rest of the season. Like I've been saying, the Ohio dirt racing fans have blown me away. Also, the travel distances. Since we made the trip out here, and it was kind of last minute, I mean, I gave you guys 5 or 6 days notice. We had fans come from Maryland, Michigan, New York, all over the East Coast just to come see the 18T, try to get some laps at the 2021 running of Ohio Speed Week. But like I said, thank you guys for riding along with us. This is the journey. This is the grind. These are the tough nights where you learn a lot. We didn't get a whole lot of laps tonight because we were hoping to get in the feature where it was 35 laps around the Waynesfield Raceway Park instead of just that 12 lap B main. But if there's any key takeaways, I think a place like this, as we go to some smaller bull rings, we just really got to work on running the race car hard. Watching those talented drivers in the A, they're right on the curb. They're not lifting a whole lot, keeping their tire spin up and just absolutely going. They're also running multiple different lines, sliding each other, and you know, trying to take take every inch of the racetrack they can and use every line to get farther and farther to the front. So racing with these guys is only making me better, and I'm just excited to be out here getting this experience at the 2021 running of Ohio Speedweek. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Just want to thank all my supporters: Lafarge North America, Pit Stop USA, On-Site Screeners, Fast 4 Media, Carson, Swindell Speed Lab, Ferguson, OMA KTM, QRC, Earth It Environmental, and also ABC Powder Coating and Durango RV, as well as everyone else that supports the 18T, and all of you guys for watching these videos. But we are 5 nights in, we have 3 to go. Time to get some sleep, then get the 18T all cleaned up, maintenance, and ready for night number 6 at Muscomb County. See you guys all in the next one. Deuces.